Pop quiz. Which one of these men is most attractive? We've got Henry Cavill, Idris Elba, Ryan Gosling, George Clooney, Robert Pattinson, David Beckham, and Brad Pitt. And to make this interesting, if you guessed correctly, let me know in the comments the first couple of days this video is live, and I will make sure to get you a challenge coin. All right, got your guess? Personally, as a Superman fan, I would have put my money on Henry Cavill. But according to the golden ratio of beauty, which I'll explain later, there was someone who ranked higher. So coming in with an 87%, we had Ryan Gosling. Idris Elba was given an 88. David Beckham, an 89. George Clooney, a 90. Brad Pitt, a 90.5. Henry Cavill, a 91.6. And the winner with a 92, Robert Pattinson. Now, where did I get those numbers from? And what's the golden ratio of beauty? Now, gents, if we could give handsome a number, it would be 1.62, according to the Greeks. Now, the golden ratio, also known as pi or the Fibonacci number, is a mathematical symmetry algorithm that underlies our perception of attractiveness. And if you know your history, you remember a guy, Leonardo da Vinci, he loved using the golden ratio. And I think he had a little bit of luck with a few paintings. Now, for the face, pi is calculated by measuring the length and the width of the face and then dividing the length by the width. And as stated earlier, the ideal proportion is 1.62. So for me, my face height is 7.5 inches. The width of my face is 5.25. So taking 7.5 divided by 5.25 and we get 1.42. You then take the 1.42 divided by 1.62 and you get 89%. Not too bad, right? Looks like I'm better looking than Ryan or Idris. Wait till my wife finds out. But seriously, gents, why does this matter to you? I mean, do you have any control over the way that your face is framed? The answer is yes. And in today's video, I'm going to give you the tips and tricks to improve the frame of your face. Now, gents, really quick, I want to share with you an email I received the other day from Carl, and he says, Antonio, I hope all is well. I ordered from Collars & Company, and wow, what amazing shirts. I never ever feel comfortable with anything nice, and I just had shitty shirts in my wardrobe. My girlfriend was so taken aback. It is absolutely beautiful, and thank you so much. You demand. Carl, you are very welcome, and congratulations on the medical practice. I love hearing from men just like you that are out there achieving great things. You make one modification in your style, and all of a sudden you're leveling it up. Now, today's sponsor, Collars & Co. Guys, what do collars have to do with framing your face? Everything. A collar, I've said it probably 100 times in my videos over the years. Wear the right collar and it frames your face. And Collars & Co., they took the dress shirt collar and they put it on a polo shirt and it looks super. I mean, just look at the way that this collar right here frames the face. Now, gents, if you haven't been over to the website, you want to go check out all the options they've got for you. Besides having tons of different colors and different patterns, you're going to see they got all different styles. They've got their original dress collar polo. They've got their semi-spread collar polo, which is going to be a bit wider. Then they've got their Oxford button-down collar polo if you want something that's just got that button-down look. And one of my favorites, the cutaway collar polo, when you want that collar out of the way, but you still want a great looking collar that's going to properly frame the face. Now you may be thinking, okay, what's the big deal? Why a dress shirt collar on a polo? Why not just get a dress shirt? Guys, it's all about the short sleeves. It's all about comfort. It's all about breathability. When you layer, a lot of you guys know it is so easy to get hot. And with a shirt like this, you can throw a sweater over it. You can layer this with a sports jacket. Guys, this can be worn in so many ways at the same time, keeping you cool and comfortable. In fact, this collar is fully functional. I could wear a necktie with this. In fact, I've got one of their white shirts. That would be perfect to wear a necktie. I could also, match something with that pink shirt right there, which I love the color. And I can't say enough about the drape and the material. Incredibly comfortable. Oh, and as someone that travels a lot, I appreciate that they are wrinkle resistant. So to get the best deal on the web, gents, down in the description of today's video, I'm putting a special link with a special deal. Take advantage of it. It's not going to be around forever. So give it a shot, guys. Amazing shirts. This is really going to up the game on your wardrobe and do a good job of framing your face. Again, use that link in the description of today's video to get the best deal on the web. So the first step you should take in better framing your face is to first take your measurements. Take a picture straight on of your face, and you want to get the height, you want to get the width, then you want to take that width and you want to divide it into the height. Look at what that number is. Now remember, the ideal is 1.62, but if you're a 1.5, if you're a 1.4, you're actually in really good shape. But what if you're a 1.3? What if you're a 1.2? Well, if you've got a lower number, like a 1.3 or a 1.2 or even a 1.1, what this is indicating is that the width of your face overall is a bit too much for the height. And what we want to do is either decrease the width or we want to increase the height, and preferably a little bit of both. Now, the first tip to do this is relatively easy. Simply go get a haircut. Maybe you've got a lot of excess hair around the sides. This is going to make your face look wider. So go ahead and get it more clean cut on the sides. Another thing that you could do is to go pull the hair straight back. Basically, by combing the hair back, you're going to make your forehead look a little bit higher. Now, physically, your face isn't changing. What we're doing is changing the appearance. We're creating an optical illusion that your face is a bit longer. And on a side note, this can actually do a lot for your style, especially for the last decade. You've been wearing that same comb over. Yes, it is something that's tried and true, but go to a good stylist and all of a sudden you're going to find that, yeah, they open your eyes to all the possibilities, all the different looks, and you didn't even know you had that wavy hair till you let it grow out a bit and went straight back. Oh yeah, looks good. Now, what about the hair on the face? So that's another trick that you can grow. Grow a little bit of facial hair. Again, it's not going to truly elongate your jaw, but as many of you guys know, even just a bit of facial hair, going for just a very light beard, all of a sudden you cover up that double chin, you can elongate the jaw, you can create a more chiseled looking jaw, and it gives the illusion of a longer face. Again, what we're looking here is to make that number a bit larger, so when you divide the width into it, all of a sudden you're going to get closer to that 1.62. Next up, getting back to shirts, bring in the V-neck. Now you can do this with a polo or a button down. Pretty much anything that opens up right here is going to create that V, which draws attention to the chest area and creates an illusion of a little bit longer of a face. Or you can just simply go for a V-neck t-shirt, but you want to have something that, again, draws attention right here to the top of the chest. In addition, this does make your chest look a little bit larger. Again, another great masculine look. Now, despite everything I've said, the golden ratio is not the end-all be-all when it comes to facial attractiveness. There are other factors in play, one of them being symmetry. And facial symmetry, in case you're not familiar with the term, simply indicates that both sides of the face are looking the same. They're a mirror image of each other. And symmetry in nature is something that animals and human beings use to quickly determine if somebody is healthy. Because if you don't see symmetry, it's usually an indicator that something happened before birth, something has happened afterwards. And usually when people are looking for a mate, especially young people, it's something that quickly tells them, hey, this person has genes that I do or do not want to pass on to the next generation. Now, unfortunately, some people are born with asymmetrical faces. And as you age, your face naturally becomes asymmetrical. As you start to get scars, you start to get, just simply your face changes. So one way to bring back symmetry is actually to throw on sunglasses or even regular glasses. This is a great thing, especially strong framed glasses. They bring symmetry to the face and they just draw attention to the eyes. And on a side note, sunglasses can also make you more attractive because people can't see your eyes. It makes you look mysterious. But when we talk about framing of the face, the height, basically the length of the face, we divide it into three parts. Basically, the forehead, and then you have from the top of the eyebrow down to the bottom of the nose, and then from that basically top of the lip down to the chin. And you want each of those areas to be about equal. So glasses are actually really great as well if you've got a weak mid area. So if you've got smaller eyes, if your eyebrows are not pronounced, if you've got a smaller nose, in general, this area is smaller in proportion, and that can affect your attractiveness. In addition, if your eyes are too close together or they're too far apart, again, by wearing sunglasses, by wearing shades, even by wearing eyeglasses, it can actually make you look a lot better. Now, this next tip is a bit more advanced, and if you really are uncomfortable doing this, go see a stylist. They'll be able to help you out, but pay attention to your eyebrows. I'm not talking about shaping them, and I'm not talking about fully plucking them and drawing them on. No, we're not, nothing like that. But I am saying if you've got a unibrow, get rid of it because it actually seems to bring the eyes together. It makes you look more aggressive and it really creates a look that makes people not want to approach you. Now, if you are already, hey, I've got really bushy eyebrows, you can actually trim those a bit. What you want, you don't just want with the crazy outliers, especially as you age. Now that I'm in my 40s, I've got certain hairs that just seem to keep growing. So go ahead and take care of those. But you want to make sure that your eyebrows, again, that they're just not creating this shape on your face that is making your eyes look too wide apart or too close together. So this is where actually if you go to a stylist, you go to a specialist, they can help just really, I think, improve the just overall shape of your face by paying attention to your eyebrows. All right, Jen, so what video to watch next? How about how to have style like an Italian, specifically summer style, hot weather style, how to dress and look great like those sexy Italians. Yes, these guys, I've got stories about, yeah. find out what the story is here. It's not what that would probably indicated. All right, guys, take care. I will see you in the next video.